Okay, I'm back again, but with a really old loco this time. Just look at the box. It looks like it's seen a few years. Oh my god, look at that hair. That is definitely 70s, or early 80s at least. But there's no guessing, there's no prizes for guessing who it's by. It's Lima, obviously. Wow, some of those trains look cool. That's weird. Anyway, as you can see, this is an old class 11 type diesel. I'm sure it's called that. Well, it was called that later, but it wasn't at the time. By LMS. Now it's known as most people to most people as a Type 8 shunter, which is one of these. This is what most people are used to. Yeah, you know, the usual wasp decoration on the front and back to warn people that it's coming up to you and stuff. And they can be driven that way or that way quite easily. They're just great for shunting, aren't they? You know, little 15 mile per hour things. But basically this comes from this. And this model is, well, I mean, you know, I'm a fan of the LMS as it is, but this is one of the reasons why I just love the LMS so much. Because they were experimenting with locos like this before my granddad was born. Just look at that. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, you can see the similarity, can't you? And it looks like it's fake. I mean, it took me a while to think, well, it took me a while to accept that this really is real. But you can see there are subtle differences. Look at the wheels. You see how they're powered. But other than that, there's not that much else that's different, to be honest. Not much at all. But it does exist. It really does exist. And it did exist. And to prove it, for my birthday last year, I got this book called LMS Diesel Locomotives and Railcars by E.V. Richards. And if we turn to page 94, ooh, bad focus there. If we turn to page 94, which is just here, there it is. That's a photo of my actual loco. Number 7120. 7120. There we go. So isn't that cool? I think that's just ace. This is a 00 gauge model of this loco here, which stems from 1945. This was built between 1945 and 1952. Gosh, that is amazing. See, the LMS were experimenting with these types of diesel locomotives way before most of your granddads were born. And I just think that's amazing. I really do. And to have an actual model of it is really something special. So let's put her on the track and see what she's like. Okay, here we are back at the piece of track. And here's the loco. Let's get a nice close-up shot of that. This is the LMS Type 11. Later renamed Type 8, which is the one we're all familiar with, just there. So, let's put her on the track. Now, I must warn you, she is old. She's probably older than you. Well, she's certainly older than me. If you're in your 20s, she's older than you. And if you're younger than that, well then obviously, yeah, she's older than you. So she might be a bit noisy. Let's see. Oh, yes. Yeah, she is quite noisy. For For her age, though, she's not bad. Wow, that's impressive, to be honest. Considering how old she is, I think she's fantastic. Okay, so she's a bit noisy, and she's not exactly very good looking. You can smell her motor, but gosh, I've got nothing else like her on the entire layout. She's ace.